everyone, thanks for tuning in. We are live today here from the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. My name is Laura. I am your host and your fellow foodie. We are here talking to some young women entrepreneurs in the food industry. My first guest today is Morgan Gray. Morgan, thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Morgan is a small business owner. Her business is Whisk Me Away, and she is the queen of making baked goods. Morgan, thank you so much. Can you tell me a little bit about Whisk Me Away and how you got started baking?
So for how I started baking, it was back in high school, end of high school. I really wanted to be a therapist, but I worked in a bakery. And for my senior project, I was like, might as well try out cakes. I'm here anyways. And I tried them out. I loved them. I stopped looking at schools in Boston. I started looking at Johnston & Wales. I toured the school. And the day I toured the school, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it was a very spur of the moment decision, but definitely the best decision I've made.
Sometimes that's how it goes. You think maybe you want to go into therapy, and then you find that baking cakes is the best therapy you can have. So I can totally relate to that.
Exactly.
So you went to Johnston & Wales, and you have that experience there?
Yeah, so I got my associates in baking and pastry arts, and then I got my bachelor's degree in food service management and entrepreneurship.
Okay, so you're very well prepared, not only to make them, but to be able to sell them and to run and operate a small business.
Yeah.
Now, you're a Rhode Island local, and we always love to support our local businesses in our community here in Rhode Island, so thank you for sticking around and sharing your sugary sweets with us today. So tell me a little bit about what you have brought with you.
So today I brought with me a lemon cake, and it has raspberry, honey, and thyme jam filling, and then just a vanilla buttercream finish.
Beautiful.
And then over here I have my brown butter maple walnut blondies and my chocolate brownies.
Oh my God, I can smell like the cocoa, and I'm just really tempted to stick my finger right in the frosting here. I won't because it's just really pretty. I won't do it. But I have to say, one of the first times I tried one of your pastries was a donut. And I think I fell in love that day. Not in a weird way, but just I loved your donut. It was just so good. Do you have any secret tips or tricks of how you get your donuts or pastries so light and fluffy?
So as for donuts are something that I started with when I worked at Rogue Island in Providence. And as for those, I get them pretty light by doing the proofing time and the rising time just right. It took a few tries to get there, but I made it. And then as to get them really moist, it's all about the oil temperature. You want to fry it not too warm, not too cold, just the right amount. And again, did it a few times before I got it right.
Trial and error.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite things is your frosting. So this looks beautiful. I can't wait to dig in. What is your method behind making a great frosting?
So actually, this is frosted in Swiss meringue buttercream, which is actually egg whites and sugar whipped together, and then I add the butter in. So it makes for a really, really light and fluffy frosting that's not too sweet. My other frostings that I've worked with before tend to be a little bit too sweet and don't have the same consistency, so this has become my favorite, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to dig in. And this right here has got to be one of my favorite sweets that you've ever brought to me. I'm gonna take a bite, but can you tell me a little bit about what goes into these blondies, because they're not your traditional blondie. These are just extra thick, they're nice and moist, and they've got a couple of extra fun ingredients in them.
Yes. So my favorite ingredient in the blondie is brown butter. So pretty much my theory is if you add brown butter to anything, it tastes a million times better. And a lot of people ask me if there are chocolate chips in the blondies, which there aren't. There are walnuts, though. So it's brown butter, walnuts, and a whole lot of maple in there, too. I add pure maple syrup, which is, makes for that really moist texture.
Yes, that's really what gets it, that nice and soft and gushy,
exactly.
that warm, that, it's so good. So now, being a local small business owner, you don't necessarily have a brick and mortar.
Yeah.
So where can we find you? Where are you going to be located? I know you do some pop-ups. You have one tomorrow.
I do. I have a pop-up tomorrow at Nook Coffee House on Main Street in East Greenwich for the Main Street Stroll. I will have blondies and brownies with me, and I'll be slicing up a cake as well. And then on Saturday, I'm at the Aquidneck Growers Market at Newport Vineyard, so I'm there every other Saturday for the rest of the season. And then I also just do special orders all year round. So if you have a wedding, a special event, any type of even birthdays, things like that, I love to whip up cakes, donuts, sweets, any baked good for your special occasion all throughout the year.
Do you have a favorite sweet?
Let's see. I love eating donuts. I could eat them
doesn't?
every day.
By the dozen.
But I love making cakes. That's where my true passion lies. That's what makes me the happiest.
Is the cakes.
Is the cakes,
And
yeah.
do you have a favorite kind of cake?
I would say I'm a huge fan of chocolate peanut butter.
Ooh, yes.
But on a summer day like this, I really go towards like the lemon raspberry.
Nice, like
Yeah.
summer, like so nice and light.
Exactly.
Okay. Now tell me how you get nice layers of jam in there without making the cake maybe like soggy or like too moist. Maintains the consistency.
Yeah. So actually, what I did with this cake is to keep the cakes at a perfect amount of moistness. You make a simple syrup and you drizzle it on each cake layer before you put the filling on. So for this cake, I actually made a thyme simple syrup just to bring that thyme flavor out a little bit more. But that keeps it the perfect amount of moist, and I don't overdo it with the filling. I've come up with just the perfect amount of filling between each layer to make sure that the cake isn't overpowering.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a whole method behind it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It took me a very long time to learn how to do them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as a small business owner, how do you feel like you need to get the word out and spread the message of your sweet and delicious delicacies to the rest of Rhode Island?
So I mostly go off of word of mouth, and I love Instagram. I'm always on Instagram. You'll see my stories and my very goofy captions everywhere on my page. So Instagram's my favorite way to get out to people, but that's mostly how it goes. And working with a bunch of other small businesses within the state, it's really nice to collaborate on things, and you're kind of both getting out there, using each other's products, and just hyping each other up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I really am just very excited about these cakes and these sweets. Now you said you do special occasions, so you can do anything from like a little cake smash to a wedding cake.
Yes.
So that is really great. What kind of cakes have you made recently?
So it's wedding season, which is my favorite season because I love working on wedding cakes. So it's been a lot of wedding cakes as of recently, and also I'm wholesaling my blondies and brownies in the state to 3 different places. So it's been a lot of blondies and brownies as well.
Okay, now where can we find the blondies and the brownies?
So the blondies and the brownies, they're at Coffee Exchange, and they are also at Stock Culinary Goods and the Pantry at Avenue N. As of right now, those are the 3 places that carry them.
Yeah, so definitely being able to support those local businesses, your local bakers. So you get to really roll that all into one package, and the end result is getting to enjoy one of these delicious little babies. So we should all be really excited about that. Yes. But Morgan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So can you tell us where we can find you on social media? That way we can follow you, we can find out your pop-up schedule, and really get rolling on the cakes and the sweets.
So all of my social media is Whisk Me Away RI. So Instagram, Facebook, all of those things, that's where you can find me. And that's where I keep most up to date. I do have a website where you can place orders through. When it's holiday season, I put my holiday menus up on there as well. And that's just whiskmeawayri.com. And my email is morgangray@whiskmeawayri.com.
Awesome. I think that you're going to be expecting some special orders. And
I hope so.
I did a special order with you last Thanksgiving for a bunch of these blondies, and I warmed them up right before dessert, stuck them in the oven, put some vanilla ice cream on top, and they were just the hit of Thanksgiving. I think that you made Thanksgiving at my house.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, Morgan, thank you so much for coming today. I'm so excited to dig into this cake and to eat more of these blondies. But stay tuned for our next guest. We have the girls from Hometown Poke coming up.